Hallo und jetzt willkommen zurück zu No One Lives Forever. So, nachdem wir Volkov besiegt haben, müssen wir uns wohl noch um die Baroness kümmern. Das machen wir jetzt, dann starten wir mal gleich.
You've escaped with the list. The Baroness has escaped, but it's only a matter of time before she's brought to justice. Volkov and Baron Dumas are dead. Meanwhile, Armstrong has vanished, but it seems unlikely that you have anything to fear from him. All that is left is to report the good news to command.
Okay, dann kommen wir jetzt wohl, ja, schon zurück nach London? Mal schauen. Nee, doch noch nicht.
Mr. Jones, please.
Whom may I say is calling?
Kate Archer.
One moment.
Archer, you're alive?
I suppose I am.
There was a report that you'd been killed in an explosion.
Oh, that. No, I survived.
Did you get the list?
I expect a telegram within the hour.
This is excellent news. Are you all right?
I'm fine. Maybe a wee bit tired. Nothing a nap and a sip of scotch won't clear up.
Well, let me know the moment you arrive.
Okay, see you soon.
She's got the list.
Unbelievable.
Miss Kavanaugh, please alert cryptography that Agent Archer will be sending an encoded message within the hour. This is top priority.
Don't congratulate yourself yet, Miss Archer.
Oh, da haben wir sie ja schon.
You've won nothing.
Yes, well, you've lost everything. Again.
Not true, Agent Archer. I still have the satisfaction of knowing that you have failed.
But I haven't. We have Dr. Schenker, we have the antidote, and most importantly, we have the names of your intended victims.
You still have to deliver the list.
Which I shall, just as I shall deliver you to prison where you can accustom yourself to a slightly less opulent lifestyle.
Ah, what a sweet fantasy. But it's not meant to be, I'm afraid. Know this, little girl. Harm does not die with me.
I think you'll survive your wounds.
It's not my wounds you should be worried about. Pardon me.
I've got to get everybody off the streets.
Ui. Offensichtlich ist sie auch, infiziert. Ah, verdammt. So. Das sieht ja aus. Ah, jetzt müssen wir wahrscheinlich mit denen reden.
Hurry! Get off the streets!
Hoffentlich finden wir alle. Ich habe immer ein bisschen Mühe mit Leute zusammensuchen.
Get inside!
Ah, wo sind die denn? Da oben. Dass die nicht auch flüchten, aber
Get inside!
die werden es vermutlich auch nicht besser wissen, dass da irgendwie Gefahr droht. Oder sowas in die Richtung.
Get off the streets!
Okay, das wird eng, glaube ich. So wie es aussieht, müssen wir zurück. Haben wir da irgendwas verpasst? 40 Sekunden. Ah. Ich hoffe, das ist hier der letzte Bereich mit Leuten. Okay, da ist nichts. Jetzt habe ich ein Problem. Die sind ja schon... Haben sie ja schon versteckt. Habe ich irgendeiner verpasst? Schauen wir hinten nochmal nach. Oh, hier ist noch ein Durchgang, wie es aussieht. 10 Sekunden. Okay, ich hoffe, das sind die letzten zwei.
Get inside!
Sieht nicht so aus. Okay, das war's dann wohl. Okay. Machen wir das nochmal. Oh, verdammt. Jetzt sind wir ganz woanders. Machen wir Autosaved. Ja, das klappt. So. So, diesmal sollte das ganz gut klappen, denke ich mal. Fangen wir mit denen hier hinten an.
Inside, hurry! Get off the streets!
Nummer 2. Ja, ich denke, jetzt ist nur noch ein Ablaufen hier.
Get inside now!
Aber das war auch nicht ganz so ersichtlich, dass da ein Weg da hinten ist. So, den haben wir erwischt.
Get inside!
Und ich denke mir, von der Zeit sollte jetzt eigentlich ganz gut reichen.
Get off the streets!
So, Ja, 10 Schuss, nicht gerade viel, aber ja. Ich denke, allzu viel Schuss werden wir hier ohnehin nicht brauchen. So.
Hurry! Get inside!
Da oben ist niemand. Gut, sehr gut. Ja, ich denke, das war's dann auch gleich.
Get inside now!
Der ist auch erledigt. 30 Sekunden. So, ich hoffe... Ui, das war knapp. Ich hoffe, das sind die letzten zwei hier.
Clear the streets!
Ah, hier sehe ich niemand mehr. Laufen wir mal hier nach hinten. Ah. Was ist das doch nicht? Hier unten? Das ärgert mich jetzt gerade ein bisschen. Müssen wir auf dem Balkon auch noch schauen? Oder müssen wir uns zusätzlich verstecken? Ah. Versuchen wir es nochmal. Verdammt. So, ganz gut umsehen. Ich weiß gerade echt nicht, wieso das jetzt nicht geklappt hat. Ich habe jetzt da überhaupt keinen Durchgang mehr gesehen.
Get off the streets! Get inside! Get inside!
Ah, ich hoffe, das klappt jetzt dieses Mal. Ich habe da gerade ein bisschen Mühe.
Off the streets!
La 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 la. Schauen wir beim letzten Mal noch ein bisschen auf den Balkon. Da oben.
Hurry! Get inside!
Ach, yes.
Get off the streets!
Ich glaube, den haben wir vergessen. Vermute ich jetzt zumindest mal ganz stark. Da haben wir nämlich vorhin nur 2 angesprochen, denke ich.
Get inside now!
So. Ich hoffe, das war es jetzt wirklich dieses Mal. Ja.
Get inside!
Ja, jetzt hat's geklappt. Zappel, zappel.
Poor, pathetic creature.
Sehr gut. Dann war's das wohl, nehme ich an.
Ah, Miss Archer. I trust you're recuperating suitably?
Quite so, Mr. Jones. Thank you for the champagne.
It's a tradition I began back in the war, to reward my boys for a mission well done. It pays to have friends in the supply department.
So, does that mean I'm one of the boys?
I suppose it does. Figuratively speaking, of course.
Of course.
Miss Archer, I realize I have been somewhat abrasive during this ordeal.
You've been a belligerent oaf.
I hope you can understand that I take our collective purpose very seriously. Although I was highly skeptical of a woman's ability to handle this mission, I am overjoyed to have been proved wrong. You have gone above and beyond the call of duty in this matter, for which we are all indebted to you.
I wish we could offer you a proper vacation, but until Unity is full strength again, I'm afraid we can't afford to let you rest.
Thank you, sir, but I've waited a long time for a chance like this. I wouldn't dream of going on vacation now.
That's the spirit. Well, I'm going to go home and see if my wife remembers me. See you both tomorrow.
I'd best be going too. I haven't bathed in 3 days. I imagine I'm a bit ripe.
Is this how it ends, then?
How what ends?
Saving the world. That's what we did, right?
Yes, that is what we did.
Is it always like this? Weary farewells and shuffling off home for a hot bath and a good night's sleep?
A good night's sleep if you're lucky.
Yes, Agent Archer, it is always like this. Saving the world is our job, you see. If we do it properly, nobody even knows the world is in jeopardy to begin with. Not a lot of fanfare, I suppose. Just the satisfaction of a job well done.
An important job.
I like to think so. Good night, Agent Archer. Good night, Mr. Smith.
Good night.
You were right. Last night I slept peacefully for the first time since my father died.
How touching.
Tom?
You owe me more than you can imagine, Ms. Archer.
I thought you...
You have no idea what I put myself through, and I'm not gonna get a dime for it thanks to you.
You're the traitor.
Hey, I'm not proud of what I did, but I was gonna get a handsome paycheck as compensation. A very handsome paycheck. Unfortunately, you had to go and blow up my benefactor.
Money? You betrayed the entire free world for money?
Ah, spare me the self-righteousness. Everybody has a price. Even you.
You don't know anything about me.
Maybe not, but I've been in this business long enough to see what people are capable of. Anybody can talk about honor and patriotism, but those are just pretty words. When the money's on the table, the right amount of money, you'd be surprised how quickly you can change your tune.
Do you honestly believe that?
Of course I do. You know what a spy is? It's just some ordinary Joe who's willing to risk his life to sell out his country for a few measly bucks. We rely on these people. That's where most of our information comes from. The difference between them and us, other than our training as operatives, of course, is a price tag. Mine just happened to be about 100 times as much money. And now I get nothing thanks to you.
You're forgetting something, Tom. Those spies we recruit aren't patriots, they're cowards. We seek out selfish, hateful little people who place themselves above everyone else. We choose them because they're weak and greedy and arrogant, like you.
Touché.
Don't you understand what you did? People died because of you. Bruno died because of you.
Hey, Volkov killed him, not me. All I did was supply some information. I'm not responsible for how that information was used.
We'll see what the court thinks about that.
I didn't come here to surrender.
Pity for you.
So. Ja, wie sagst du jetzt, Tom Goodman hier, der Verräter? Auch gut. Den werden wir jetzt erledigen. Ui, nicht einmal getroffen? Oh, wir haben sehr wenig Panzerung, das ist ja eigenartig. So, aber ich denke mal, das sollte kein Problem sein. Ah, die Waffe hat einen extremen Streuschuss. Das ist schon etwas ärgerlich. Und jetzt haben wir... Langsam wird's knapp. Ich habe gerade richtig Mühe, den zu treffen. Ja, extremer Streuschuss. Wie soll man denn so jemand treffen? Munition haben wir auf jeden Fall genug. Jetzt... Ah, verflucht. Ja gut, eine andere Waffe haben wir wohl nicht, wie es aussieht. Nee. So, probieren wir es nochmal ganz gemütlich hier. Oh, das ist schon ein bisschen anstrengend, so. Ich gehe mal näher ran. Ich versuch's mal so. Vielleicht klappt es besser. Hier kann man auch besser ausweichen auf jeden Fall. Und wir haben ihn im Zielbereich. So, so dürfte das klappen, nehme ich an. So, haben wir es gleich? Ja.
Drop your gun.
Or what? Are you gonna shoot me in cold blood?
If I have to.
That's mighty tough talk for a little girl.
Mr. Smith, what are you doing here?
Tending to some unfinished business.
Mr. Jones?
Are you all right, Miss Archer?
Aye. What's going on?
There's your traitor.
You mean Smithy?
How long have you known?
I've suspected you for some time. You've only just now confirmed my suspicions.
All this time you thought he might be a traitor?
Indeed, but I had to be sure.
You might have warned Bruno.
He did.
Bruno?
Look out!
Slow motion. Oh, und immer noch dran.
Everyone okay?
Good shooting, Archer.
But what about Tom?
Tom Goodman died in Amsterdam.
What? But I thought...
The man you knew as Tom Goodman was an imposter. His real name was Melvin Blitzney. He's a former vacuum cleaner salesman from Akron, Ohio.
I don't understand.
It's quite simple. 7 years ago, Mr. Jones took Smithy off the active list due to his increasingly inadequate performance in the field. Mandatory retirement came as a great blow. Smithy, like many operatives, thought of himself as a man of action. He viewed his reassignment into the role of an administrator as an insult to his virility. He kept his dissatisfaction to himself, secretly plotting to discredit Jones and, in the process, line his own pockets. To this end, he recruited Melvin Blitzney, who underwent plastic surgery, extensive training, and months of voice lessons in order to become Tom Goodman, for whom Smithy, meanwhile, laid a deadly trap in Amsterdam.
How did Smithy hook up with a vacuum cleaner salesman from Ohio?
Apparently, they met in a bar in Florida on one of Smithy's last assignments. Anyhow, with Goodman out of the way and no one any the wiser, Smithy launched the next phase of his scheme, which was to nurture a relationship with an up-and-coming terrorist organization. He chose harm. His plan was to create an international incident of staggering proportions and simultaneously cripple Unity so that we would have no choice but to capitulate. Such an unmitigated failure would force Mr. Jones to step down, giving Smithy control of Unity and also a handsome payoff in a secret bank account in Zurich.
But what about Morocco?
It was a trap meant to snare us both. Mr. Jones and I agreed that it would serve as a perfect opportunity for me to disappear for a while.
You might have warned me, you know.
We couldn't risk tipping our hand.
You mean you didn't think I could keep a secret?
Keeping a secret wasn't enough. Smithy had to believe I was dead, which meant that you had to believe it as well. I'm truly sorry, Kate.
Oh, you will be. But there are still some things I don't understand. Smithy was extremely forthcoming with information for someone who wanted us to fail.
Every mission he sent you on was a trap. Eventually it occurred to him that you were far more competent than he had anticipated, but it was already too late by then. You'd outwitted him. Besides, if he'd attempted to conceal information, he would have drawn suspicion to himself, which he couldn't afford.
But why did Tom, or Melvin, whatever his name is, blow up the cargo freighter?
To get rid of you, of course.
But Inga Wagner and Magnus Armstrong were aboard the ship.
They were expendable.
If you knew all this, why didn't you just arrest Smithy and be done with it?
Because we didn't know all this until very recently. Your investigations revealed much of the information we needed. But the final piece of the puzzle fell into place yesterday afternoon, when I found this in Smithy's flat.
The puppet?
Indeed.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry I had to deceive you, Kate.
Sorry's not good enough. Do you have any idea how devastated I was?
I should leave you two alone. I'm sure you've plenty of catching up to do.
You certainly looked sad.
What do you mean?
Well, I was watching when you came to pay your respects.
You were spying on me?
Not intentionally.
I ought to kill you myself. Who's buried here anyway?
No one. It's an empty casket.
An empty casket?
Calm down.
Don't run away from me. Come back and take what's coming to you.
Kate, please. You're overreacting.
I'll show you overreacting, you bastard.
Ja, und das war No One Lives Forever. Ja, ich denke, es ist nicht schlecht gealtert. Also, es ist wirklich immer noch ein sensationelles Spiel. Es hat immer noch ein super Leveldesign und vor allem ist es abwechslungsreich, was man von heutigen Spielen eher weniger erwarten kann. Auch, dass man verschiedene Locations besucht, gibt es immer weniger. Da würde mir spontan jetzt irgendwie gar nichts einfallen. Ja, der nächste Shooter, der wird auch von Monolith sein, den ich spielen werde. Und ja, sind wir mal gespannt. No More Lives Forever 2 ist auch noch auf der Liste, aber damit warte ich jetzt noch ein wenig, bis das kommt. Sonst mache ich etwas zu viel vom Gleichen. Genauso wie bei Human Revolution und Mankind Divided, dass da 2 vom gleichen Spiel, also quasi die Serie läuft. Aber ja. Gut, ich würde mal sagen, damit bedanke ich mich fürs Zusehen und ich wünsche euch noch eine schöne Zeit. Auf Wiedersehen und tschüss.